Hey, how you doing? So today I'd like to talk about something that's very commonly experienced but not commonly known. It's the topic of subtle or subconscious racism that pretty much laces all of America and possibly many other countries. So let me explain what subconscious racism even is. It's not necessarily the person trying to be racist when they're speaking to you, but it's so subconscious and it's so deeply set into their minds that it's already a part of how they speak to you and how they approach you. In other words, the person that is being subconsciously racist definitely isn't trying to be racist over the top, but they do have it somewhere in the back of their minds. It's just something behavioral that they've learned and now they can't get rid of this thought. But the sooner we get rid of this thought is the sooner that we can all actually become equal. So to give an example of the types of subconscious racism that I receive, I'm actually going to share with you a few racist questions that I get from my social media on a daily basis. And honestly, they're questions that shouldn't be asked anymore. The point is that this should be common sense by now, not to be subconsciously or forwardly racist. So often one of the first questions I get asked is, "Are you Indian?" Not every Indian person is incredibly dark-skinned and going through hard labor like we see on National Geographic in a tiny, impoverished village. But again, it's okay to ask that question in case you're unclear. My concern is with the question that follows this question.
You're Indian and what else?
Now this is a huge form of subconscious racism. You might not even realize that you're offending somebody, but you definitely are. You're pretty much telling me that because I'm not as dark as you expected, I must be mixed with something else and I can't just be 100% Indian. Indians, as well as any other type of people that are colored, can come in any way, shape, or form. If I was Indian and something else, wouldn't I have just said it in the first place? That's a huge part of subconscious racism. You don't even realize that you're being racist, but already just because I'm lighter skinned, you're assuming that I can't be Indian. That's racist. There seems to be a confusion about what nationality is and what ethnicity is.
What's your nationality?
I get asked at least 40 times a day, I am not even kidding, what my nationality is. American. What did you want me to say? Did you want me to say that I'm fresh off the boat from India? I was born and raised in America, and yes, I am brown. Nationality is where you are from in the sense of where you were born. It's like asking what your citizenship is. But what people are really usually trying to ask me is of my ethnicity. My ethnicity is completely Indian, but my nationality is something else. It's where I'm born and raised and bred, and that's in America. If you go up to somebody that's colored and ask them what their nationality is, that is 100% offensive. You're pretty much implying very straightforwardly that because I'm of color, I'm automatically not born and raised in America. Another question I get all the time is if I speak Indian, as if it's a language. Do you speak American? Do you speak Australian? Do you speak Canadian? Same way, I do not speak Indian, it's not a language. And certainly by now, our world should be multicultural enough that you should really be aware of what is a language and what is a country. And some countries are indeed the language, but you know what? Most countries aren't. This next one is actually along the lines of the last one. A lot of people ask if I speak Hindu. I'm like, Hindu is a religion, it's not a language. That's literally like me asking you if you speak Christian, if you speak Muslim, if you speak Jewish, if you speak Buddhist. It's not a language, you see. Now this one really irks me because I can't really tell what your intentions are when you ask me this.
Are you gonna have an arranged marriage?
If you must, you can Google statistics so you can settle down, but you don't have to go up to every Indian person you see and ask them that question. And to answer that question, it really depends. In a lot of places in India, love marriages are totally fine. And in a lot of other places in India that might not be as progressive, they're not fine. Most Indian people that have been Americanized will most likely just do whatever they and their parents want to do. But honestly guys, it's really none of your business anyway. Upon dyeing my hair a much lighter color recently, I have gotten this next one far too many times for my liking.
Why are you a blonde? Do you hate being Indian?
If you read any of my Facebook comments on my recent photos, literally there will be at least 2 guys on that list that are actually Indian, but they're still being racist by doing this. And they ask if I hate being Indian because I dyed my hair blonde. No, I'm still Indian from the skin, from the mind, from the language, from the culture, from everything. It's just my hair that is a different color, and I don't understand how dyeing my hair blonde makes me ultimately hate my own race. If you're assuming that I want to be more white just because I dyed my hair blonde, I urge you to consider the fact that tons of Indian people dye their hair a reddish color. Are they trying to be Scottish and Irish? Are they trying to imitate gingers? No. Same way, I am not pretending to be a white person just because I dyed my hair a lighter color. Bro, if I dyed my hair blue, would you say that I'm trying to be a Smurf or something? Now this one really irks me because it's straight up racism and there's really no way to disguise it.
If you're Indian, why do you have light skin?
Why are you Indian and not tan? Why don't you have very dark brown skin? People do come in all different shades and all different colors. It just so happens that both my parents are from the north. We are Punjabi, which means that usually we have a little bit lighter skin tone than people that live in South or Central India. It's straight up subconscious racism to ask somebody why they aren't as dark as the rest of their race. As if the race only comes in like 3 different colors of a palette or something. A lot of people ask me where I'm originally from, New York. And then they ask me, no, where are you originally from? America. What they expect me to say is something like India, Pakistan, wherever they think that I'm from. Here is something that really gets me going, and I've heard it far too many times. It's time for a little history lesson, guys. After finding out that I'm Indian, people have the nerve and the ignorance to ask me,
What tribe are you from?
Tribe.
Are you from the Zulu tribe?
This was all Christopher Columbus's fault. It's very unfortunate that we celebrate that dumb man. He thought that when he landed in America that he was actually in India of all places, and so he named the Native Americans Indian, specifically Red Indians. And not only does that inconvenience actual Indians, but it also inconveniences the Native Americans who had their own unique, awesome, vibrant culture, and now they're being confused with another awesome and vibrant culture of India. Both groups are still referred to as Indians. Indians from actual India do not have tribes. We've never had tribes. Basically, what you're telling me is that you don't know the difference between Indian Indians and Native American Indians. Literally, they are an ocean apart. This all just shows that you're on like an ignorant racist level that's like up to 95. So do you see how this all impacts the people that you're gearing your subconscious racism towards? It makes us colored people feel as if we really don't belong here, and as if we're being looked down upon for being from this country, but not really from this country. It's possible that you yourself are doing something like this towards other people, or it's possible that other people are doing it to you. But the point is that we should definitely take this opportunity to realize that we live in a very multicultural, multidimensional society. By now, it really should have been common knowledge not to approach people in a semi-racist or subconsciously racist manner. But unfortunately, it's not. So next time you see a colored person, don't assume that they're not American and that they don't know as much American stuff as you know. You don't have to shy away from asking these questions. We do like being asked about our culture, but you have to do it in a friendly way that you know will not harm or offend us. And you should be held responsible for the fact that your actions might cause sensitivity for other people. So be sure to spread this concept and this knowledge to other people around you so we can start living in an awesome world. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you stay tuned for my latest Bollywood projects.